Hello everyone, I hope you're keeping great and enjoying learning. In today's video, we're gonna discuss about the English language pattern that comes in the CLAT examination papers. And we'll be discussing how to memorize them and derive the meaning. Idioms and phrases are significant in CLAT examination as well as other examinations, so the aspirants should be able to answer them correctly. Unfortunately, there is no such like a shortcut method to memorize those idioms and phrases. Unless and until we're gonna go through all the idioms and phrases and memorize them and remember them also. And again, that's a tedious work, right? But don't worry. In today's video, I'll be discussing with you few ways to memorize these idioms and phrases and how to derive their meaning. So let's begin. But before starting off, I want you to understand what are idioms and phrases. Idioms and phrases are group words that have figurative meaning. What does that mean? That means the meanings cannot be inferred from individual words, but they have indicative meaning. They are a part of the vocabulary and their usage seems or presents eye-catching to the reader. Now, let us delve into the few ways through which we can memorize these idioms and phrases and derive the meanings too. Number 1. Try to devise the actual meaning by putting the idioms in a sentence. For example, to cut a sorry figure, which means to give a poor show. Now we'll read the idiom again. To cut a sorry figure. This idiom gives us an impression that it is mentioning about some mistake or in a negative form. This way you can choose an option which is adverse in its spirits and reflect a related meaning. Number 2, you can try to read the idiom more than once and try to draw a connection between the words. I'll tell you how to do it. Let's take for example an idiom, to cry for the moon, which means to cry over something which is impossible to have. Now if we derive the meaning or we derive the connection between the words cry and moon, we all know that we can't have moon. So a person who is crying for moon means he is crying for something which he can't have. This way you can draw connection between words and derive the meaning, right? The number 3 is, while you are understanding or you're memorizing the idioms, try to understand the context in which they are used. This way you can memorize them in a better way and also derive the meaning. Now that was all the main few ways how to memorize idioms and phrases and to derive the meaning. Now we'll move on to the examples of some idioms and phrases that are exclusively for CLAT examinations. So let's begin. The first one is grease the palm. What's that mean? It means to bribe. The usage in a sentence is, James greased the palm of the officer to get a driving license. Number 2, nip in the bud, which means to destroy everything in the beginning. Usage in a sentence, bad habits should be nipped in the bud. The third idiom is Fabian policy, which means a policy of delaying decisions. I'll use that in a sentence now. The government often follows a Fabian policy when it comes to sensitive matters. Number 4, by fits and starts, which means irregularly. The usage in a sentence can be: we won't reap any results if we walk by fits and starts. The 4th idiom is hang on fire, which means remain unsolved. The usage in a sentence is: many of the crimes-related cases remains hanging on fire for long years. The next idiom is Herculean task, which means a tedious job. Usage in a sentence is: some people may find it a Herculean task to wake up early in the morning. The 7th idiom is kith and kin, that means blood relatives. The usage in a sentence is: Mary and Julie shares a bond as that of a kith and kin. The 8th is open and above board, which means very clear. The usage in a sentence is: one's goal in life should be open and above board. The 9th idiom is Curfish, which means very strange. The usage in: the supervisor is a Curfish. He couldn't be trusted in confidential matters. Now the last idiom for today is hit below the belt, which means to strike unfairly. The usage in a sentence is: their accusations hit below the belt. So guys, that was all for today, and I'll be back with some more idioms and phrases exclusively for CLAT. Till then, stay safe and stay tuned. Goodbye.